Thank you all for joining us this evening. My name is Ken Kupyak, and I'm band and orchestra director at Perry Hall High School. This year presented unique and demanding obstacles to all students and teachers. This year also presented unique obstacles to musicians throughout the world. We learned how deeply challenging it is to grow as musicians, motivate ourselves, and feel connected to our community while we're isolated at home. Regardless, we pushed ourselves to overcome these challenges and persisted to make music as a community throughout virtual learning. I believe that after facing such challenging times, we have been forced to grow in new ways. While students were forced to be more independent, teachers were forced to be more versatile. We were all forced to be more resilient. In facing such challenges, we are emerging stronger than before. Now that ensembles in band and orchestra are meeting in person, we have a renewed sense of gratitude for the privilege to play music with a community of great people. The conductor Alan McMurray said, "If you believe it is possible, you must be relentless in your pursuit." Tonight we celebrate the resilience, persistence, and relentlessness that our students exhibited this year. I'd like to welcome my colleague and music department chair, John Pusateri, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be here with all of you and our teachers, Mr. Offarth and Mr. Kupyak, to celebrate what has truly been an exceptional year despite an incredibly challenging time that we are all facing in our world. And so what I would like to just say is that tonight, and I'm sure this will be evident as you go through the evening, this is all about our students. It's all about their resiliency. And for me, as I stand here in my kitchen, as we've been doing school and music making in all sorts of locations like we never thought we were going to have to do, the word that is sort of rings true for me with our seniors is perseverance. It's a funny story, but my wife and I attended high school together, and we had an awards ceremony when we were graduating, and one of the awards that was given, that coincidentally my wife won, was the Perseverance Award. And I truly think that this is a senior class that is all of them, deserving of the Perseverance Award. Perseverance through not having the opportunity to make music together, perseverance through having to find new and creative ways to interact with their music making, perseverance through having to learn new skills in order just to share their music with their friends and with us as teachers. But they have done that with incredible perseverance. They have still lived into that desire to make music and make music happen. And I am so thankful to have the opportunity to work with them. And so regardless of what others might say about music and its gift and what it does for our souls and how it helps us through struggle and times of great strain and stress, I know for sure that your students, that you seniors have given, I know you've given us, and I'm sure you've given your families hope and encouragement through the music making you've done this year, despite not being able to be together. And how thrilling it is that we get a few little moments of that here at the end of the year, that marching band in person happens and orchestra is gathering, and that maybe that light of what was normal is coming back a little bit. So I say all that to say you all are remarkable, and I am so grateful to be a part of the family that is our music department at Perry Hall, and I'm so thankful for you guys and for Mr. Kupyak and Mr. Offarth and what you all have done this year, and I just celebrate you for all of your accomplishments, great and small, whether you were playing that solo in Bandoween in your shower, or whether you were winning an award like Paige did with her solo young soloist achievement. You know, they're all worthy of celebration tonight. So thank you for letting me say that, and Thank you for all of the hard work that you have done this year to make music still an integral part of what we're doing at Perry Hall.
Thanks, Mr. P. And now to my fellow band director, my office buddy, my partner in crime, Andy Alfarth.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Andy Alfarth, band director at Perry Hall. I cannot stress enough, just to piggyback off of what Mr. Pusateri was saying, how proud I am of these students for their hard work and their dedication throughout this school year. They were thrown challenge after challenge after challenge, and yet they persevered. They became better musicians through it all. You know, before the school year started, I had, in my mind, all right, well, we're going to make the best of it, right? And we're going to do this and we're going to do that. I could not have, in my wildest dreams, imagined what it turned out to be. I'm just super impressed with their passion for music making and for overcoming challenges and for continuing to progress and to make music in some way, in some form or fashion. Of course, we all would have, rather been in person creating music traditionally, but we were not deterred. These students were not deterred. In a year where they could have given up, they could have decided it wasn't worth it. They went above and beyond to learn how to do it differently, how to make music in a new and unique way. I'm impressed every day by the passion, the excitement for music, and the dedication that these students bring with them. Before I came to Perry Hall, I had heard lots of great things about the students at Perry Hall. And even with those super high expectations, these students this year blew them out of the water. And I could not be more proud of them and more thankful to be working with these students at Perry Hall High School. So thank you all for your hard work and your dedication.
Thanks, Mr. Alfarth. So our band program is supported in large part by a very dedicated and hardworking group of parents called the Band Boosters. And they volunteer their time to move mountains so that kids can have the best possible experience. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Band Booster president, Jolie Headley.
I'd just like to take a moment tonight to say thank you to this year's Band Booster Executive Board. It wasn't the year any of us signed up for, but we did manage to get through it together. To Vice President Jay Pelham, Secretary Amy Moran, Treasurer Matthew Durrington, and Parliamentarian Kim Kafka, thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me sane and putting these kids first. And to some special senior parents, see, I have to say goodbye to these senior parents, and this is hard. To Amy and Eric Chiz, Sherwin Schulterbrandt, Michelle Kalendek, and Kim Kafka. A special thank you to you for your never-ending support, your ideas, and your help with whatever needed to be done and whenever it needed to be done. Michelle and Kim, I'm hoping that we can recruit you to come back to be a nurse for a day at marching band camp in the future. And to the rest of the senior parents, thank you for encouraging your children in their musical pursuits through the years. I hope that you look back fondly at the hours of practice you listened to, the hours spent in the car, and the countless concerts you attended. To the class of 2021, thank you for sharing your wonderful gifts with the Perry Hall community. You will all be missed, and we wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jolie. I would just like to reiterate or restate what Jolie said, that the parents make such a huge difference in the lives of the kids, and your support as parents really makes a huge difference for our kids to have a great experience here. So I can't thank the Band Boosters enough and just all the parents enough for everything you guys do to support music making in your kids' lives, because I see the positive impact that it has on their lives, and I hope you guys see it too. I think it's a great thing that you guys are all doing. So thank you. And Bear with me, folks. The PowerPoint is lagging a little bit tonight, so if the slides go a little bit crazy, you know why. So students at our orchestra worked really hard to submit recordings all throughout the first semester, and then we assembled them into a virtual ensemble performance. This is significantly harder than students playing in person as a group, which is what they're used to, of course, from their past years in orchestra. But we can see their perseverance, their hard work, and musical independence in their virtual ensemble performances. So please enjoy this version of Furient played by our chamber orchestra. Let's try that again. And congratulations to our chamber orchestra. Yeah, and that's not an easy piece either, and they did a really amazing job putting that together. That Furient is difficult to put together when we're all in person. We did it actually my first year here. That was the very first piece that I conducted with the chamber orchestra was Furient, and it wasn't easy to put it together in person back then. And it's really a testament to their playing ability, but also their ability to motivate themselves and work hard to put it together. So I'm super proud of them that they were able to do that. Now we're going to go on. Oh yeah, and they're all the chamber orchestra members. Now we're going to go on to celebrate our seniors. So for each senior in the band or orchestra program, we have like a superlative or just a small award. And some students were able to submit some additional information about what their plans are after they graduate, and some details about what they enjoyed in their high school band and orchestra experience. So Zudi will be attending UMBC. He's a percussionist. His favorite piece was Sleigh Ride, and his favorite memory was playing with all of his friends. And so Zudi is definitely a member of our drum line. He works really hard. He's reliable, and he knows how to be goofy sometimes. And we actually had an inside joke with Zudi from band camp a couple years ago, where he struck this one pose. I think it was like he was like trying to sweep something up, and he couldn't find the trash can, so he went like that. And then we were like, oh yes, action figure number 23. Where's the trash can, Zudi? And then from then on out, we just had this running joke with Zudi where we had different iconic action figures for each pose that he would strike. Like we would have running to rehearsal Zudi, or eating breakfast Zudi, the number 42. So that was just like a silly inside joke that we had with Zudi. And that's why Zudi gets the award, the most iconic percussionist. So Seth is definitely a character. He's a fun-loving guy who does have mischievous tendencies from time to time. And if you've been in symphonic winds with him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But regardless, if you ask him to play any section of the concert music, he can play it well. He's a good trumpet player, and he really does contribute positively to the band when it counts the most. And that is why Seth gets the Wild Card Award. So here's Amaraya. She's a trumpet player, good for her. And she'll be attending the University of Oklahoma, majoring in biochemistry. And her favorite piece was Fable by Eric Morales, which Symphonic Winds took to assessment last year. I'm really glad she liked that piece because it was a really fun one. And her favorite memory was from after assessments. So the day after assessments, we listen to our tapes, but there's usually, like our judges' tapes, but there's usually, you know, a chunk of time afterwards where, you know, where we just have open time that, you know, that the tapes don't run into. So every year I buy the Symphonic Winds and Orchestra, I buy them donuts. Kind of just to celebrate, yeah, we did assessments, we did great, you know, congratulations on a great performance. And we were eating donuts afterwards, kind of celebrating, and then one kid suggested to me we play some music. So we played music, and the kids started singing along, and it was just such a great time after such an intense, you know, kind of stressful experience that assessment can be. All that weight was just lifted off the shoulders, and we were able to have fun and have some donuts and sing along to Country Roads and a couple of other songs. So that was super fun. But Amarai is a trumpet player, and most trumpet players are pretty egotistical. I think they're trying to cover up for some insecurities. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm a trumpet player. But Amarai doesn't fit any of the trumpet player stereotypes, which is kind of an anomaly. She's actually the opposite of trumpet player stereotypes, which is why she gets the humble and helpful trumpet player, because she's exhibits humility. She is intellectually curious, she's proactive, she's helpful, and she has zero ego, which is very rare for trumpet players. So so she gets the humble and helpful trumpeter award. This is Luari. She's a viola player. She'll be attending the University of Maryland College Park, which is the best possible school that you could go to for anything. I went to the University of Maryland. And her favorite piece was the Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto. I played that 2 years ago, and her favorite memory is actually assessments, which is kind of an unusual thing, but she finds it satisfying to work really hard for something and then finally complete it, and then you just feel the weight off the shoulders. But speaking of instrument stereotypes, there are stereotypes for violas too. And violas tend to be the butt of a lot of jokes just because of the nature of the instrument. But once again, she goes against all those stereotypes. She's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. She's grown substantially as a musician and as a person over the past 4 years. And that is why she was awarded the Golden Viola Award. So he's a good trumpet player. He's a super positive guy, and the section sounds better when he's in it. He's a solid player. He's really good at building relationships with his classmates, with the people around him, and he helps rehearsals have a positive and productive atmosphere, and that is why Vision is awarded the Teamwork Award. So I always knew Cindy was a good French horn player, and she moved here actually. I think her sophomore year. I may be wrong, but she grew up in Oklahoma and moved here, and she was a great addition to our band family. Super kind person, strong team player. But this semester in particular, I've been blown away, especially recently in music technology. We've been doing some composing and some arranging, and she has exhibited some serious creativity in her arrangements. I've really been blown away. It's creative. It sounds really professional. It's really clean. It checks all the boxes. And it's clear that her musicianship goes far beyond her instrument. And that is why she's awarded the Quincy Jones Award for creativity in musical composition and arranging. So this is Lily. She's the best. She's going to go to Towson University and major in music education. And she wants to be a freelance musician after she graduates, which is a demanding profession, and I think she's well suited for it. Her favorite piece is Finlandia, and her favorite memory is decorating the auditorium for the Halloween concert and senior concerto concert. She works really hard. She worked really hard this year to get into Towson, and she auditioned to a bunch of schools. It's really inspiring for me to see a student start as an inspired, curious, motivated student in concert orchestra, and then work really hard and become a really strong contributing member of chamber orchestra. And she's won numerous accolades. She's been in all county orchestra. She's done solo and ensemble numerous times and gotten superior ratings. And she earned a scholarship at Towson University for her playing, which is really amazing. So for that reason, she gets the most well-rounded musician award. So Twan's a great guy. He's really fun-loving, and he's a strong musician too. He's got this big tenor sax sound. He blew me away with his sound and musical intuition when he moved here and joined our symphonic winds. And since then, he's moved up to wind ensemble, where he bolsters the sound of the saxophone section. And that is why Tawan is the Intuitive Musician Award. So from the very first day I met him, Eros has been a stand-up guy, and not just because he plays bass. While he exhibits excellent character, he is also quite the character. He's playful and musically curious. It's more likely than not he's warming up before orchestra rehearsal by playing heavy metal covers on upright bass. I'm impressed with his ability to listen to tunes and learn them by ear. That certainly has helped strengthen his bass playing and his musical contributions to our orchestra. He's made our orchestra sound better. And that is why he earns the Vincent van Gogh Award for Excellent Ears. And thank you all for enduring my stupid jokes and puns. We got a lot more of these. So Christian he's definitely a Boy Scout. I didn't realize it at first, but he has like all the qualities of a Boy Scout. He's trustworthy, reliable, and honest. I didn't realize though he was actually a Boy Scout until it was actually during quarantine. I was I was hiking in Cromwell Valley Park, and I saw a wooden rain shelter with a plaque that said, "Built by Christian Correa" as part of his Eagle Scout project. And I felt super proud of him at that moment. I looked it up and down. I said, "Oh, yeah, this is very good construction. The kid did a great job." And I told him about it the next day. He was so excited. But it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense that he's a Boy Scout. He's a great tuba player. He's inquisitive. He's a sociable guy. And that's why he is awarded the Honorable Scout Award. So this is Dan. He says under instruments, too many to count. Yeah, he's basically done it all. You know, there are a couple of instruments he hasn't played. It would be, we would save some time by just indicating the instruments that he doesn't play. But he'll be going to Towson as well, and he'll be majoring in music, and he'll be doing jazz drum set over there. His favorite piece was Midnight on Main Street and Firebird, which seemed to be the Firebird was a real popular one for a lot of people. And his favorite memory was, he's torn between his junior marching band season or the Bye Bye Birdie pit orchestra shenanigans. But he really embodies the spirit of this program. He's motivated, he's dedicated, and he's really musical. And he's worked hard to polish his craft on almost every instrument in the ensemble. He started off as a bari sax player, transitioned to percussion, and won accolades in all county band. And he'll be once again he'll be attending Towson University. He's an outstanding contributor to our program, and he leads by example, inspiring students to put in their best effort in the rehearsal room and the marching band field. That's why he is the most likely to lead by example. So Florentino, he'll be attending Towson University as well. His favorite piece is Christmas Festival, and his favorite memory is being stuck behind the stage during the winter assembly with the rest of the orchestra, which is always crazy, chaotic, fun, rewarding. You know, it's a fun time, but it's definitely a wild day. And Florentino's, yeah, he's a really good guy. He's not always the first person to speak during a discussion, but when he does say something, it's wise, it's profound. You know, he's a very thoughtful guy. Even if he doesn't always say something, but when he does, you listen because it's going to be something interesting. And that's why it says why he wins the award, the Actions Speak Louder Than Words Award. This is Stanley. He's going to Carnegie Mellon, majoring in psychology. His favorite piece was Red Pepper, and he really enjoyed going to Disney back in 2020, where we managed to just barely get to Disney before the quarantine happened. And he also enjoys the breaks during rehearsal because you get to hang out with your friends, have some snacks, be a sociable guy. But he's honest, realistic, smart as heck, and he has deep insights. We've had some interesting conversations, both in class and just casually. Through this crazy year, he's been a social emotional leader in our chamber orchestra. His musical contributions are consistently great as well, and that's why he's won the award, Most Insightful. This is Hannah. Hannah's the best. She's intelligent, resilient, creative, hardworking. She's always been a strong and motivated musician, but I'm incredibly proud of how much she's grown over the past 4 years. She's matured into a great musician and a great person. And she plays bass, and bassists are really the unsung heroes of the orchestra. In terms of like tuning, everyone tunes down to the bass. Like when you're actually playing, when you're in the middle of a piece, you listen down. And if the bass section is out of tune, the whole orchestra is going to be out of tune. They also control expressivity. So like when the orchestra is getting louder or softer, the basses have to do the most work, and they're the ones who are driving that dynamic change. And a good bass section can make or break the orchestra entirely. And as principal bass for the past 4 years, all 4 of her high school years, she was principal bass. She's done an amazing job, and she has contributed so much to the sound of the orchestra. And the bass section doesn't get the recognition it deserves, but when you get chills down your back because of a really amazing musical moment, you probably have the bass section to thank for that. And she's done that a lot over the past 4 years. She's a quiet-spoken person, but don't let that fool you. She's great to have a conversation with once you get to know her, and that's why she is awarded the Speak Softly but Carries a Big Bow, because basses have big bows. This is Emily. She's going to attend Stevenson College, and she'll be in the pre-nursing program. She loves Christmas festival, and her favorite memories include making friends with people that she never would have met without orchestra, and she loved getting to know me. How about that? That's such a nice thing for her to say. Now, in orchestra, I would like to pretend that it's all sunshine and roses, but sometimes it's hard. Like there's a lot of hard work that goes into orchestra. And it's not always the easiest thing. Of course, we would all like it to be, but it's certainly not. And I really appreciate Emily's ability to look on the bright side when things are truly getting tough. She's an amazing social emotional leader in the orchestra. She's really looked after a lot of our members, especially this past year, to make sure that everyone was doing okay and making sure everyone had someone to talk to, resources, people we can reach out to make sure that everyone's doing all right, hanging in there. And that's why she is awarded the Power of Positivity Award. So Rick, he's a euphonium player. He'll be going to Towson, majoring in electronic media and film. He also loved the Firebird, which is, awesome. Great piece. And he had a good time at Disney too, just seeing everyone be a person instead of us, wearing our teacher personas all the time. I think the most memorable thing about Rick was when I was sitting in the pit for Bye Bye Birdie, and I hadn't seen the play before. This was my first time, and Rick storms on stage. And usually he's like in normal life, he's a sociable guy, but he's unassuming, And he was this character. He just morphed into this character instantly, and it was the funniest thing. I couldn't stop laughing out loud. His timing was perfect. He's such a talented actor, and I was basically rolling on the floor laughing. He was such a good actor and so funny, and that's why he gets the most likely to star in a Broadway play. So Adrienne's cello playing is fueled by her love of a wide range of music. She's a great person, and she's been a pleasure to work with over the past 4 years. And that's why Adrienne gets the Creative Curiosity Award. With Fia, the first word that comes to mind is insightful. She's intelligent, wise, and compassionate. I enjoy the depth of our conversations, her realism and her honesty, and I wish we had more opportunities to talk throughout her high school experience. She's also exhibited mental fortitude when faced with challenges, and that for that reason, she's awarded the Power of Perseverance Award. This is Faith. She's a percussionist. She'll go to CCBC for 2 years before transferring to a 4-year college. She liked playing Fate of the Gods and the Moana melody. I think they played at least one of those at Disney. And she loves marching band. And that's what her favorite memories include. And she also enjoys when her bozo directors do funny, stupid things and cracks them up. I never do stupid things. What are you talking about, Faith? I remember when she was strong from the very beginning. I remember I had to rewrite xylophone parts when she was in Symphonic Winds her freshman year, just to make sure that she was still challenged, which is a compliment. If I'm writing parts just to make sure you have motivation to keep working. But she's strong in the percussion section. She started learning piano, and she's really talented at that. We saw the other night during the Triumph induction that she's a talented singer as well. She's really active in dance, and recently she's been working on her conducting and marching band, and that's why she gets the Multi-Talented Award. Tony's an awesome violinist and musician. He exhibited really great leadership his freshman year when he was concertmaster of concert orchestra, and he's been a great contributor in chamber orchestra ever since. He has a diverse range of artistic interests. At the beginning of the year, he wrote a rap that was really good, and I think he's also in the B-boy club, or at least was when school was totally 100% in person, and that's why he's the most likely to break dance to an orchestra piece. Okay, so Symphonic Winds did a really great job, and they worked really hard to submit recordings to bring this piece to life. So in the song, Steps of Russia, you will hear a traditional Russian melody, and it transforms. So at first you hear the Russian folk melody, and it sounds like the icy plains of Russia, like the tundra. And then it transforms over time, and it transports you later on to like a raucous village party towards the very end. So please enjoy Symphonic Winds performing Steps of Russia. give a round of applause to the members of our symphonic winds. Round of applause to these hardworking folks. Yeah, they worked really hard for that. The next senior on our list is Jeff McDonough. He's always exhibited strong ensemble skills. Whether he's participating in sports or in a rehearsal, he does a great job of putting the team first and making sure everyone's successful. And that's why he's awarded the Excellent Section Playing Award. Jess has really grown as a musician so much over the past 4 years, and she's matured as a person over the past 4 years. It wasn't always easy, and she's had to work incredibly hard to get to that point, to get to the point where she's such a strong musician. And just as another example of how hard she's working, I was just chatting with her the other day. She's working at Chick-fil-A now and trying to juggle that schedule. So she's doing a lot. And she's a great member of our color guard section as well. And that's why she has earned the Hard Work Award. So this is Allie. She's a cello player, but we saw her play piano the other day at the Triumph induction. She'll be attending Franklin and Marshall College. Her favorite piece was Hungarian Dances by Bartók, which is awesome. I love that piece. Yeah, and this was a great memory. So we were, the park was like closing down and everyone had left in Disney. And so no one was on the line for Everest, which is one of the roller coasters. And I was like running over there and I bumped into Allie and I think Sydney too. And I was like, hey, let's go. I hear the wait for Everest is only 5 minutes. And she was like, really? And we ran over there and then we just kept riding it over and over and over. It was so much fun. And then there came more Perry Hall kids to attend and or to go on the ride. And it was just such a blast. But regarding her award, she's not only a great cellist, but she is an amazing writer. And we usually have concert reflection, like written assignments, reflecting on how well we did during the concert, the day after the concert, or the class after the concert. And they're usually like pretty cut and dry. They're usually pretty analytical. But Allie takes them seriously and just with her language just transports me back to the concert and just uses evocative, gripping, powerful language to describe how well we played. And that's why she's the most compelling, emotionally gripping concert reflection writer. So this is Sydney. She plays the flute. She'll be attending University of San Diego, which I'm kind of jealous of. That sounds pretty awesome. Her favorite piece was playing Phantom of the Opera, and she loved being in Disney as well as the winter assemblies. Yeah, her positivity is contagious, and especially when she was in Symphonic Winds, she helped the band room feel a little bit brighter in the morning, and that's why she's awarded the most likely to brighten your day. So Alina's a flute player. She'll be going to CCBC. She loved playing Harry Potter, and I remember that actually. The whole flute section really enjoyed that. She enjoyed assessments her sophomore year, or having band with Mr. Engel in the morning and watching The Office. So with Alina, she will tell you if something is wrong. She is like intelligent, insightful, perceptive, and she has the strength to tell the truth and make sure it's known, even if it's a difficult truth. Even if the director like messes up conducting, she will let me know if any mistake about any mistake that I make. So she really keeps me on my toes, which I think is a good quality because ultimately, sometimes the truth is hard and you got to hear it anyway, and you get better. You get better after you share those difficult truths, which made her a valuable member of the team. And that's why she's awarded the most likely to tell you how it is. So Jeff, he was concertmaster in concert orchestra, and he did an amazing job. Not only was he a strong player that made him worthy of sitting in that seat, but he was able to rouse those kids and get them to buy in. He was able to get those kids to enjoy class. He was not just a great player and a great leader while we were playing. He was able to build relationships with the kids and got the kids to care and be enthusiastic about what we do. It wasn't always perfect, certainly, but he really was an amazing leader, not just because of his playing, but also because of he had the personality to do it. And he honestly was one of the best concert masters in either orchestra that I've ever worked with, for that reason. And that's why he's awarded the Esprit de Corps Award. So I really appreciate that he takes it upon himself. And in fact, just the other day during marching band rehearsal, I really appreciate that he takes it upon himself to find ways to make the band run smoother and make it a better experience for everyone. He doesn't wait to be told to do something. He just goes out, and if he sees that something needs to be done, he'll do it. Which, if everyone adopts that mentality, this band is going to run really, really well. And the more people who adopt that mentality, the better experience we're all going to have. So I really appreciate that, and that's why he gets the Proactivity Award. So Nate is a sincere, kind, and hardworking guy. He's grown significantly over the past 4 years, and for that reason, he's been awarded the Excellent Effort Award. So Nolan is a student that embodies the spirit of our drumline. He's yet another one for sure. Those guys are peas in a pod. Music is very important to him. He takes it very seriously, and he works tirelessly to refine his craft. I remember last year, while other students were rushing out of the building to go home, play video games, whatever, Nolan was woodshedding orchestral excerpts in preparation for upcoming auditions in the band room. And I can't tell you how many times 230 hits, he's repping Porgy and Bess, just crazy difficult orchestral excerpts on xylophone. He was ultimately awarded a position in the highly prestigious, highly selective Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra. Very, very few students from Baltimore County get into that. He's one of the few, which is truly amazing. It's very difficult to get into that. This is just one of his many prestigious accolades. But having said all that, conversations with Nolan usually go down like this endless, hilarious rabbit hole of like goofy meme references. He is like really memey, and outlandish YouTube videos. So that's why he's won the award. Most likely to work hard, achieve amazing results, and still be a goof. So Justin's a super positive guy, and he's part of this tight-knit unit. From what I remember last year with Symphonic Winds when he was in my class, he was in this tight-knit unit of low brass enthusiasts, and all those guys would chat before rehearsal and have a good time. And I would even go back there and give them a hard time or chat with them for a second. I thought that was really fun, and honestly, I think friendships like that make the music sound better. And when you have friendships like that, you want to practice, you want to be in band. So I think he was a really great contributor to the band, not just because he's a good trombone player, but also he helped everyone feel welcome, and he built friendships and built strong relationships with everyone around him. So that's why he gets the Camaraderie Award. So Josh is unassuming, but he's a remarkable musician. He has the ability to be expressive as well as precise. And you can see it in his, when he earned positions in all-county orchestra. He's also like the nicest, friendliest guy you'll ever meet. And he mellows out the intensity that a lot of first violinists tend to have. So he's definitely a calming presence in the sea of insanity, which it sometimes can be in first violin land. And that's why he gets the Kindness Award. I should also mention all my gray hairs are on the first violin side. I don't know if that's coincidental or not. So Stuart's the man. He has a great personality in the percussion section. He's super friendly to everyone, and he loves band. He's a great team player. He's respected by everyone. And the amount that he has grown as a musician is mind-blowing. He has worked so hard, so consistently, and it's incredible to see where he started and where he is now. And it's just because he puts in the time, puts in the effort, and he's motivated to do it. And that's why he's awarded the Great Strides Award. So Adam's a trombone player. He's definitely a trombone player. He'll be attending Frostburg. He also loved the Firebird, and he really enjoyed the 2019-2020 marching band season. For those of you who don't know, the trombone is one of the loudest man-made instruments. Not only can it cut through an orchestra, but if it's in capable hands, it could sound louder than a jackhammer. It can sound louder than a jet engine. And Adam has made it known to everyone on several occasions. So for example, the US Geological Survey reported a minor earthquake when Adam was holding out the last chords in the Firebird suite 2 years ago. For an E flat that registered on 3.1 on the Richter scale, Adam is awarded the Charles Richter Award for Seismic Excellence in Trombone. So Jarlix is a great guy. He's a very positive guy. He's a great team player. He's a strong saxophonist, and he just loves to play. His tone quality has always been like crystal clear. And for that reason, as well as his attitude, he makes a rehearsals a better experience for everyone, and he earns the Crystal Clear Tone Quality Award. So Nate plays the clarinet, and he has consistently demonstrated that he's willing to ask for help, work hard, and put in the time to make himself and the team better. And he's one of those guys that, he will come in after school and work on it. He will do everything he possibly can and work as hard as he possibly can to make sure that he is pulling his weight in the clarinet section and to make sure that he's a positive contributor. And that mindset needs to be, everyone needs to have that mindset in band in order for us to sound the best that we can. And I'm really proud that he espouses that. And that's why he gets the Wayne Gretzky Award for excellent character and effort. So Grace is a really nice person and a joy to work with. She's improved significantly over her past 4 years. I remember where she started, and she was a good flute player when she started in Symphonic Winds, but she just has grown and grown and grown and grown to the point now where she's, a great flute player in wind ensemble. And for that reason, she gets the Excellent Attitude Award. So here's Patrick Wynn. He's a trombone player going to CCBC for engineering. And I remember way back when, his freshman year, he was super enthusiastic. He loved listening to, especially orchestral brass things. And he would bring me all these recordings and say, hey, you got to listen to this. Hey, you got to listen to this. And we would listen to these recordings. I'm like, man, this is great stuff. This kid has great taste in brass music, in like brass orchestral music. This is really, really good. And he kept bringing me stuff to listen to. And I was like, yeah, this is great. And other people started listening too. And other people got super into it. And his enthusiasm was infectious. And that's why he gets the Infectious Enthusiasm Award. Here's Julie. She's an alto saxophone player going to University of Maryland, College Park, majoring in bioengineering. She loved playing the John Williams trilogy. And another Disney memory, when we were riding a roller coaster, the roller coaster was filled with Perry Hall musicians. And they were singing the alma mater as they were, going all over this roller coaster. So she consistently does her best. She puts in a lot of effort, and she has a great attitude as she's doing it. And as a result, like many other students I've talked about tonight, she has improved substantially over her 4 years, and she's become a very strong member of our program. And that's why she wins the Consistency Award. And I has been a great member of our percussion section. His sense of humor, his enthusiasm, his positive energy makes rehearsals better for everyone. He's grown significantly as a musician too over the past 4 years, and that's why he gets the Great Improvements Award. Mr. Offarth, you want to say a couple of words about the sleigh ride recording?
Yeah, absolutely. So I still remember the day that a few students after rehearsal, after class, told me, "Hey, there's this thing," and it's like redoing sleigh ride, and I was like, "What?" And so they told me about the tradition. I think 37 years in the making, something like that, of playing sleigh ride at every winter concert. And first of all, I said, "Yes, we're definitely doing it. That's awesome." And then I wanted to get some more information about the history behind it, and so it turned out no one was sure when the tradition started. So I did some research, some sleuthing, and I found out, when it was started and all of that. So that was really, really cool. And then we put this together virtually, of course. The students saw just like the two performances you've already seen. The students recorded themselves at home, and they worked really, really hard. I wasn't sure when we first started it. I knew that we were going to do it, but I wasn't sure how it would turn out. Just being the amount of time that we had to work on it, and the fact that we, obviously everything was virtual and all of that. And I could not be more proud of how it turned out. They did a fantastic job, and hope you agree. So this is Sleigh Ride.
And a round of applause for all who contributed. And seriously, big props to Mr. Offarth too, because it requires some serious time and serious video editing skill and audio editing skill to put that together. And the fact that you were able to do that is really amazing, and amazing that you can give that experience to the kids. Our concert orchestra students were so much fun. They were the best. So a concert orchestra is it's our younger level orchestra, and it's more casual than chamber orchestra, which just it's more intense. So most of these guys are freshmen, but we do have some older students, a couple of sophomores and juniors. And as you can tell, they were a really fun bunch. We weren't able to put together a virtual performance for this group, unfortunately. We did like a lot of solo stuff, which was really fun. And this group was really great. At making virtual learning fun and enjoyable and being silly through the process. Even though virtual learning is not ideal, it was really a joy to go in and work with them, just because they always found ways to make it to lighten the mood and make it more fun. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge these guys and say thanks for making what could be a really hard experience really enjoyable. These are the students in our symphonic band, and I'm really, really excited now that they're the first students to have played in the building for the past year, since March 13th of 2020 or whatever. And it's been going great. I'm really impressed with their maturity in handling all the mitigation things. They've been really responsible about that, and I'm really happy to see that they're handling the protocols so well. But they're also improving really well too, and they're putting together music, really quickly, and they're sounding really great. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge we got the brass kids on the right side of the screen, a small but strong group of musicians, and then we got the woodwind folks over on the left. Mr. Offarth, do you want to say a couple words about the symphonic band woodwinds?
Yeah, just echoing what you said. I mean, I think that they've done, a fantastic job coming in. Like you said, most of them freshmen coming in and to a new school, to a new, new teachers, a new ensemble virtually. And then for some of them coming and going from virtual to in-person and figuring out how all of that's going to work and how, the mitigation protocol and all of that stuff. And they're doing a fantastic job, and it's super cool. Preston, just for the first time was able to play in person today. And I asked him, I said, what was that like? How was that? Because, the other students have been for a few weeks now, and it was just seeing, the look on their faces. And, like Mr. Kupiak said, it's been over a year, well over a year, since these students have played in person. So it's just cool and that we're able to do that. And even for the students who are at home, hearing multiple people instead of just a recording or instead of just me is really great. So they're doing a fantastic job, and I'm really excited for the future with them.
And here are the students in concert band percussion. Mr. Offarth, would you like to say a couple words about these guys?
Yeah, they are also doing a fantastic job, and it's tough for percussion because obviously they don't have all the equipment at home. They have a snare pad or a snare drum. Some of them have a bell kit, and that's about it for most of them. So we're doing the best we can, and they're adapting really, really well. They're making the best of it that they possibly can. Same thing as for the students who are in person, getting to use some of the equipment that they don't have at home. We're working right now on a piece that uses buckets and cans, so the students who are at home actually can participate fully using things that are around the house. I told them, be careful, don't steal the good pots, but we're having fun with that, and they're doing a great job. So we're looking forward to putting that together, and they're doing a really nice job.
Awesome. We are coming up on the last couple segments of our awards night. Here are the big ones, the big awards, the national awards for the students who have gone above and beyond the past 4 years. And these awards are done at every school that has a music program. They'll students receive these awards. So our first award is the National School Marching Award, and it's earned through excellent musical contributions, diligent work ethic, outstanding service, and exemplary leadership. The recipient of this year's award took the reins of the marching band during our most challenging year in recent history. In the face of unique and numerous challenges, this student has worked hard to push her musical skills, learn conducting technique, and learn how to run a rehearsal efficiently. She's helped maintain the band community as a social emotional leader during virtual marching band. She also has an important hand in many administrative behind-the-scenes tasks that help our rehearsals run smoothly and productively. No doubt her intelligence, insight, and diverse range of skills has helped her fill this demanding role, and I'm confident that her unique qualities will guide her to success in her future endeavors. Winning the National Marching Award, please congratulate Faith Kalendek. Our next award is named after this guy, the one, the only, Leonard Bernstein. It's named after the great American composer and conductor Throughout his distinguished career, Bernstein was music director of the New York Philharmonic, composed music for concert halls, movies, musicals. He composed the music to West Side Story. He's considered one of America's greatest musicians, but also music educators. He broadcasted a lot of children's concerts, lectures on television, and brought classical music into the mainstream for everyone. This award goes to a student who embodies the passion, relentless enthusiasm, deep expressive insight, and musicianship of Bernstein. Don't be fooled by his playful sense of humor, playfulness or sense of humor, because while the student loves to have fun, he takes music seriously and has a seriously big impact on our orchestral sound. This student has been awarded positions in all-county orchestra, as well as high marks in solo and ensemble festival. At the same time, his enthusiasm and attitude make rehearsals productive, positive, and fun. There's no one in our orchestra who better embodies the spirit and musicianship of Bernstein than Eros Cruz. Congratulations. So the Patrick Gilmore Band Award is earned through excellence in musical performance, strong ensemble contributions, and service to the band community. The recipient of this award is a highly dedicated, motivated member of our band program. He works tirelessly to refine his technique and performs with powerful musical expression. He is an effective leader in the program and inspires other students to work equally hard and perform to the same rigorous standard. He has demonstrated musical excellence across a wide range of ensembles, including wind ensemble, symphonic winds, marching band, rock and roll workshop, steel drum band, symphony orchestra, and pit orchestra, and on a wide range of instruments, including baritone saxophone, marching quads, concert percussion, and euphonium. He is the only student I can remember who made all-county band on completely different instruments. His sophomore year, I think, he made it into all-county band on baritone saxophone. Then the next year he made it in on percussion. I can't remember, my memory might be failing me, but I can't remember another student who's gotten in on two different instruments like that, like totally different instruments. He'll continue his pursuit of excellence at Towson University as a jazz percussionist. Please congratulate the recipient of the Patrick Gilmore Band Award, Daniel Chiz. The National School Orchestra Award is as old as this orchestra program. Recipients of this award in the past were leaders who made an enduring impact on our orchestra program. Past recipients were excellent musicians and inspired students through strong leadership and demonstrated a high level of integrity. This year's recipient has demonstrated outstanding musicianship and musical expression since her very first seating audition 4 years ago. Since then, her musical talents have grown in depth and maturity, regardless of the obstacles that stood in her way. She has been a valuable leader and mentor to our bass section for all 4 years. She is a regular of the All-County Orchestra bass section and a regular participant in the Bass Works summer program. In her role as principal bassist for all 4 years, she played a critical role in defining and delivering the emotional impact of our orchestra. Most impressively, she's been playing next to Eros since middle school and hasn't complained once. Just kidding. It's my privilege to announce this year's recipient of the National School Orchestra Award, Hannah Engelmeyer. And here's the John Philip Sousa Award. The next award honors the King of Marches and the grandfather of American band, John Philip Sousa. The recipient of this award demonstrates diligence, technique, and artistry at the highest possible level. The recipient of this award has also made a substantial impact on our band program through leadership, service, and camaraderie. This student's strong personal relationships, musical expertise, and passion for music supports his highly effective leadership and has had a significant positive impact on our instrumental music program. From the first day that I met him, regardless of his fun-loving persona, it was clear that he takes music seriously, practices diligently, and deeply enjoys the rewards of hard work. This student won auditions for the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra, the Baltimore Symphony Baltimore County Side-by-Side Orchestra, the Baltimore County All Honors Band and Orchestra, and the Peabody Preparatory Wind Orchestra. These highly selective ensembles require a rigorous audition process of the most skilled instrumental music students in the state of Maryland. These accomplishments were the result of years of focused, disciplined, and consistent and thoughtful practice. I've witnessed the student that the student truly understands the painstaking and intense process of effective practice in music making. Because of his substantial impact on our band program, his strong understanding of the process, and his remarkable achievements, I'm proud to announce this year's recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award, Nolan Pfeiffer. We got one more. The Perry Hall High School Music Department Award. The Music Department Award is decided by the music faculty at this school to celebrate a student who has made substantial contributions to the music department as a whole. This recipient is a truly well-rounded, versatile musician. She's a member of our symphony orchestra, symphonic winds, steel drum ensemble, and rock and roll workshop. She is a regular performer in her church's worship team as well. She has held a position in all county orchestra and has earned superior ratings at BCPS and state solo and ensemble festivals. She will study violin and music education at Towson University in the fall, but she's also a talented bassist and clarinet player. On our orchestra binder freshman year, she had a sticky note that said, "Be like Tim," who was our concertmaster at the time. And by this point, I would say that she's exceeded that goal and has become a deeply talented, expressive, and versatile musician with limitless potential. On behalf of my colleagues in our music department, I'm proud to announce this year's recipient of the Perry Hall High School Music Department Award, Lily Bridgers. All right, folks, time for the alma mater. Please sing along at home. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a wonderful night. Have a great night, everyone.